Hello everybody, it's your girl April, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new to my channel, I just want to say hello, welcome. My name is April. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come check me out. To my day ones, to my number ones, my number one supporters, I just want to say welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in. So today, if you haven't read the title, I wanted to make a video about how I passed my Reasoning Through Language Arts GED test. Yes, GED test. So I'm just gonna go, I just want to start a little bit, give y'all a brief backstory on why I took the GED test, why am I even getting my GED and all that stuff. So let's get into why I'm getting my GED. The reason why I am getting my GED is because years ago, well, I don't want to say years ago because I'm like only 24, but when I was in elementary school, my mother put me back in, I believe it was second grade, because the school that I went to, they weren't teaching me like I was supposed to be taught. So my mom didn't feel like I wasn't taught enough, or I didn't learn much in second grade, so she put me back. So by third grade, I didn't really care about school at that point because I was made fun of, I was getting bullied, I was getting all of the bad things done to me at school because I was left behind, or I was in a class where people who need that extra help would go, and people would try to say I was retarded, I didn't know things. So I went through a lot of things in school. So by third grade, I was rebellious. I didn't care. I felt like, what's the point of me going to school if my mother just gonna say keep her back and then I'd be left back. So I ended up clowning around, got left back again in third grade. So by that time, fast forward to when I hit about 17, I just was done with school. I didn't care about it. I was done with the people in school and everything that I had to deal with. So I just came to my mother and I was like, look, Mom, I just want to go and get my GED. I just don't feel like this is for me. So my mom ended up just taking me out, and then I ended up going to a GED like class or school, but that class just did not work out either. So I ended up at a GED. Well, I'm at a college in my city and they have a GED program in it. So that is where I'm at right now, and that's where I have been at for like couple of years now, because it's like I will start, then I will finish, then I will start, then I'll leave, and then other things come up. So now I finally ended up taking my Reasoning Through Language Arts GED test, and that is why I'm here to tell you guys about how I passed it. So that is the reason why I am here getting my GED, because I feel like it's time. I'm 24 years old. I did a lot of playing and all those bad things back in, you know, high school, middle school, and elementary school. And now I'm just trying to get my GED so I can do better things in life and, you know, set up my future. So let's get into why, not why, but how I passed it. So basically, when you take the GED Reasoning Through Language Arts Test, before you even take it, you want to make sure you're doing a practice test. I did my practice GED tests on the website called GED.com. It's simple, www.ged.com. That is where I took all my practice tests. Whether I failed, whether I passed, it didn't matter, as long as I'm doing that before. Because where I'm at in the state of Florida, you know, a lot of things have gone up, especially like, you know, if you're trying to get into a GED program and you have to take the tape test, and then all those things have went up. And even just to take the GED test, I believe it's like $32 or $36 a subject now. So everything has gone up. So I don't want to just rush out there and do the test and end up failing it because I'm rushing it. No, that is the reason why I try to take the GED test, like practice test, before I go and do anything. So how I passed it was doing the GED practice test on the website, GED.com. And also I ended up purchasing this book right here. This is the Kaplan GED Test 2016 Strategies, Practice, and Review book with 2 practice tests. And this is a really good book. And if you were wondering why it's so thick, it has all the subjects in here, which is really good because you can just buy this and just practice out of it. And that's what I did. I brought this book. I'm sorry, y'all. I brought this book and I just ended up practicing everything, practicing the whole chapter through. And then I would just answer the questions first, and then I would go to the back of the book and see what were the actual answers, and if I got it right, that would be great, and if I got it wrong, I would read the explanations on why that was the wrong answer and why you should have chose this answer. So this is a really good book. I found this book on Amazon. I can't remember how much. I think this book was like $10. I'm not even joking, y'all. This big book right here was like $10. I think on Barnes and Nobles they was trying to sell it for like $20+. But I ended up finding it for $10 at the time on Amazon. So if you are like me and you're going through trying to get your GED and you don't know where to start off with getting you a study book, because these books are really good. They have explanations in here. They go in depth of reasoning through language arts, mathematical reasoning, science, and social studies. So when you go and take your language arts test, it is timed. I believe I would see how much time you guys get. I can't even remember the time. Let me check the time, y'all, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so back to the timing that you get. So the whole test is pretty long. It's like 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. I believe reasoning through language arts is like the longest test. After that, the other tests are like an hour. But you have 46 questions in all, and it does come with a extended response that you will have to write. They're gonna give you like a prompt or like an essay, and you have to write to it. And if you are someone who don't like to write, or you're not really good with essays and writing, I just encourage you to write anything. Write something, because something is better than nothing, because there's plenty of people who skip it or don't write nothing and they fail. So write something. Just let it make sense. That's all I say. And for the extended response, you only get 45 minutes. Now, I'm going to say this. 45 minutes to write something is really not a lot of time, because you gotta see what you're gonna write about. You gotta, word it correctly and all these things. So 45 minutes really isn't a lot. Trust me, when you get on the test, 45 minutes is really nothing. So that's why I say, just read it really quickly. Don't do all that brainstorming and all that other stuff, because time is gonna trickle down. So you gotta really be like, okay, I know what I want to talk about. I know how I want to start it. And I encourage you to get this book, or look online for some examples of how to write an essay and see how people started off. And then trust me, once you see how somebody started off and you see a sample of it, trust me, that's when you're just going to get comfortable, and then everything that you're trying to write about or trying to say is just going to come out on paper. But like I said, for the extended response, you get 45 minutes. It is timed, and you do have to write something. And I did write something, and that's why I did pass. Okay. Now it does say you need a minimum score of 150 to pass the reasoning through language arts. Now, where in my state, I need a 145, but in other people's states, you may just need a 150. But 150, 145 or higher. I encourage you guys not to stay too long on a question. Process of elimination. If you don't know it, go with the best answer that sounds the best and that makes sense. That's what I encourage you all to do, because I'm telling you, time, you look up and you only got 10 minutes. You look up again and you only got 4 minutes. So I encourage you guys to really be looking, reading, skimming through it. That's what you got to do with the language arts. I'm telling you, all that stuff that you gonna learn and really just sit down and read, you're not going to be able to do that on the language arts test. I'm going to let you guys know that right now.